What up? Happy Monday. I got 4 more days. 4 more days and I have 1 year. And I'm going to take Lainey today. We're going to Deschutes Falls, which is a good little hike. It's not going to be crazy. It's considered easy. But it'll have a waterfall. And you know, a year ago today, I couldn't have imagined going on any hikes for that matter. I just wanted to get better. And I was paranoid and I was sad and I hated myself. But I'd hope this time last year I had, right around this time, I found out that there were no beds available and that they referred me out and I was waiting for a call back. And in that mix, I wasn't doing good at all. I was afraid. I wasn't sure if I was going to even get into one. I had just finished my reassessment. They had to reassess me, and then it was finding a place that would give me a spot. And so now I'm off to do a hike again, and I'm taking not a person in recovery, but a person because of my recovery. Somebody that has never given up on me. Somebody that when I think of if I'm good enough and I worry, I always, not always, but I generally finish that sentence for Lainey. And I know I'll always be good enough for Lainey. And so I always know I'm going to the right place when I see this as part of the path. If I see buildings, I know I'm not in the right place. I learned that last time I went to go hike with Lainey, and we had other people. We had Shayna, and then we had my friend Valerie, and it was like downtown. And I was like, there's no trees, and it says we're a few minutes out. So, for some reason, when I start seeing just only trees, it just feels right. And I remember when I moved to the state, that just felt wrong. I felt like, man, what am I doing? There's nothing out here. And now, nothing out here sounds amazing. So yeah, 4 more days, and this time next week I'll have a couple days past a year. What I love about this journey is that it's there's no destination. Like, I go on these hikes and then you get to a point at the, we'll just call it the middle point of the hike, where there's the destination and it's an epic view. Whatever it is, I'm sitting on top of a mountain, or I'm sitting on top of waterfall, or whatever. And then you hike back. But the journey of recovery never ends. There's no destination. There's no, if I get that last tag, I'll be good. I'll be better, but I'm always going to have to work this, because I spent all of my life not, and it got me here. And so there's nothing significant about the number 4 for me. You know, I'll look at some of these times and these dates and these things, and they'll be significant. I look at this as the actual last hike I'll do before I have 12 months. It's not the last hike I'm going to do. I mean, I got some hikes planned for fall, but it is the last hike leading up to the 1 year marker for me. And it's significant in that. And taking just Lainey and I gives it a lot of meaning for me. You know, coming down those stairs and seeing her a year ago, a little over a year ago now at this point. The significance of going out here with her, just her and I, is a memory to be passed. My father used to take me to go get baseball cards and stuff. I was right around her age, and I've never forgotten that. You know, we'd go collect baseball cards, we'd go collect comic books, we'd go collect signatures from these athletes. And you know, I have all these memories of doing things with my father, and those things never go away. I mean, unless I get a condition that mentally I can't remember things. But I won't forget standing in line waiting for Frank Thomas to sign, you know, that picture of his, or Mark McGwire for that matter. Or I think we got Jose Canseco and Mark McGwire back when they played for the Oakland Athletics. And all these different things that I did with my dad. And the takeaway is, you know, we ended up getting evicted and moving to a hotel, and he had to get a storage facility. And one day he goes to check on the stuff, and he realizes the storage unit had been broken into, and all the stuff was stolen, all the cards. He had this idea of collecting football cards, tops, and he had it from 1979 to I think 1998, which was really cool. He put them all in this specific order. I think he did it by team and player, and he had it all organized. He's a CPA, so that's how he operates. But he had it all organized and all ready to go, and you know, and then they were stolen, all the signatures, everything, and it really did a number on him, and he never collected after that. And I thought about that last week, about how that ended. There was a destination on that because of that. And I can only stress this to everybody that watches this, or anybody that watches this: let there never be a destination. And it's not to take away from my father. I know that hurt him bad. But these things will never be taken away. Those trips, those things he did with me one-on-one, will never be taken away. And so this trip that we're doing here, although I was like, oh, it's not moderate, it's not hard, you know, I need to gear her up if she's going to do stuff like this with me. And I put her on one that was really hard last time, and that could discourage anybody, but here she is. She got her shoes, she's suited and booted, ready to go. So she's not discouraged. And so it's really nice to be able to do this with her, and just kind of go out here into the middle of nowhere and connect. I do foresee some of these journeys by myself. I've done all of them with somebody, with the exception of the kayak run I did. And it's given me this level of intimacy with each person, being able to get to know them, being able to, for them to get to know me, being able to build a friendship, being able to connect. And I realized something in that if I do a couple of them by myself, and I did one by myself, but I was rushed, and it was the same thing. I had OP and I wanted to get it done, and finish my final assignment. I did. But being able to go out there by myself, and it will create a level of intimacy between me and God, me and my higher power. So I'm looking forward to that for year 2. Year 2 will be the journey extended, but it won't be this search to connect with my higher power, to get a better understanding of. It'll be being at one with my higher power, and then learning to connect with myself. If I'm by myself, I'm not worried about the validation of others. And worrying about the validation of others has been the theme of my life for so long. And I don't know quite where it started and how it built, but I do know that later on down the line, my biggest fear was being liked or not, or disliked by everybody. And so I set out on that journey to make that happen by getting loaded and all of that stuff. And eventually, nobody wanted anything to do with me. We earned that title. Eventually, not only did I feel gross, but I was. And now it's about restoring my relationship with myself and building a relationship with myself that gives me the ability to love myself on a whole different level. And so now I'm in the town of Rainier. It sounds like a great place to buy some trail mix. And I'm gonna stop and get some trail mix, so when we're up there we can eat some trail mix. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. So that's all I got. Happy day 4 to the road of recovery, and to cap off this 1 year. You can do this. We all have what it takes.